What's up guys, Nepenthes here and welcome to a FIFA 15 vs FIFA 14 player comparison. Today I'm going to be looking at the top 10, but if you want me to do the other ones as well, the top 50 basically, I can do them in batches of 10 back from top 10 down to all the way down to top 50 every day, doing 10 apiece. So if you want to see some more guys, hit a thumbs up on the video and let me know in the comment section that you want to see the rest of them. So judging by the amount of thumbs up that I see will depend on whether or not I do the rest of the video. So first up guys, we've got Eden Hazard. He has remained an 88. What you see on the screen are his stats from 2012-2013, which is what gave him the card that he would have had in FIFA 14, and the stats from 2013-2014, which is what would give him the card in FIFA 15. With that in mind though guys, the stats aren't everything. The way somebody plays can quite often be quite important as well. You know, just because you could score essentially a lot more goals than the season before but still have had a bad season, you know, it is possible, but they typically are a general picture of what's good for a player. With Eden Hazard, he played one more game for Chelsea. These are league games only as well. They don't include Cup, International or Continental. Yeah, he played one more game for Chelsea, scored 5 more goals, got 5 less assists, and his card is actually still very similar and very, very good. He's still 88 rated. He's still got 4-star weak foot, 4-star skill moves, and his work rates have changed from high-low to high-medium. So his pace has remained the same. His dribbling has improved by 1. His defending, as with most midfielders and attackers, has depleted massively, and I think that's because of the way the physical stat is now there instead of the heading stat, and what makes defending, what makes physical, and what makes shooting. So I was just doing some research on this, and physical is a combination of stamina, strength and aggression, I do believe. I think those are the 3 indicators, and heading is now included in shooting and not defending. So I guess defending is its own thing with terms of centre backs. They don't really have a heading stat anymore. Maybe defenders will have better shooting because they'll have heading in there. I don't really know how that's going to work, but his passing has been decreased by 1 and his physical is at 64, whereas his heading was at 63, even though they're not the same stats, but that's what they are right there. So that is Eden Hazard guys. We move on to number 9, which is of course Frank Ribery. Now he got a 2-point downgrade this season. In spite of that, even though he played 5 less games and was injured for a lot of the season, he still managed to score the same amount of goals last season and only get 3 less assists. I don't personally think that warrants a downgrade. I don't think if somebody's injured for a long portion of a season they should be downgraded, because they couldn't be playing to prove whether or not they were good or not. You know, anyone that had a lengthy injury, their stats or their card should remain the same, in my opinion. If you guys disagree, let me know in the comment section below, but that's what I feel. But Ribery still got an insane card with the 5-star skill moves, 4-star weak foot. I like the fact that his passing is 85 because I like to cross, and Ribery would be great with his pace, dribbling and passing. But I don't understand quite why his passing has gone up by 3 points, even though his card has dropped by 2 points and he got less assists than the season before. I don't quite understand it, but there is the difference, guys, between the 2 Ribery cards. In next place, we have got Bastian Schweinsteiger, another one that I was surprised didn't have an upgrade, actually. A lot of the Bayern Munich players, with the exception of the man there, Ribery, a lot of the Bayern Munich players have had big upgrades because of, not only did they have a fantastic season with Bayern, but also many of them are German, and Germany winning the World Cup was also a huge factor. So the fact Schweinsteiger didn't get an upgrade surprised me, but not only did he not get an upgrade, he got downgrades in almost every ability. His pace went down by 2, his dribbling by 1, his shooting stayed the same, his defending went down by 2, his passing went down by 1, and his physical is at 80, which is no reflection of heading. So that's, you know, still it's a good looking card. I was just a little bit surprised that yeah, that's where it landed. So next up guys, we've got Luis Suarez. He has moved from an 88 to an 89. Of course, for me, he had the best season of his career for Liverpool last season. He almost took them to the title. Him and Sturridge had a great partnership up front, and that's been reflected somewhat in his card. Even though his pace has gone up by 1, his shooting only by 2, which in my opinion is not good enough. I think Suarez should be given something like 89 or maybe 90 shooting. His dribbling has gone down by 3 and his passing rightfully up by 3, and he's got 79 for physical, so that's a pretty decent stat for Luis Suarez. I think that card's going to be absolutely insane this year. I do think it's going to be one of the best cards that are out there. So next up guys, we've got Iniesta. So he hasn't really changed too much. He had a very similar season to the season before. He's still an 89. His pace and shooting are the same, his dribbling is the same, his defending has dropped again a bit, his physical is there at 63, and his passing has been removed by 2 points. I think again that's a fair reflection, you know. I think he didn't do anything too crazy this season, and that's a decent card. So next up we've got Manuel Neuer, and this is what I was saying about the Bayern players getting big upgrades. He's gone from an 86 to a 90. even though he got less clean sheets than the season before. And now when you think back to Schweinsteiger, who also had a very similar season, he didn't get an upgrade, and he had he won everything that Neuer won this season. So yeah, Neuer with a big upgrade, went from 85 diving to 87 diving. Reflexes went down by 1, handling up by 3, kicking up by 1, positioning up by 8, and speed up by 8, which is where the big increase comes from. But I think Neuer, the difference between Neuer and Schweinsteiger is what I said at the start of the video, where it's not necessarily stats that always influence how a player is. It could also be, the performances sometimes outweigh the stats, and that's for me, that's the case with Neuer. I don't think a 90 is fair. I think an 88 would probably be better. But he is, in my opinion, the best goalkeeper in the world and deserves that mantle there. So next up, guys, we've got Zlatan Ibrahimovic. He's been upgraded to 90, but he's been downgraded in skill moves. There is like a massive uproar in the community about how the hell he's gone from 5-star skills to 4-star skills. For me, it doesn't really bother me too much because, well, it depends how FIFA 15 is really. Because I used to love skills in FIFA 11 and FIFA 12. I used to be a skiller. That's all I used to do. But the way FIFA developed and FIFA changed, skills become less viable as a way to actually play fun and win games. So everyone kind of had to change their way they play the game. With FIFA 15, if skills are back in, if skills are something that are viable again to use effectively and win games, not having them as a 5-star skiller will be a bitch. But if it's still the same, if it's the same as FIFA 13, FIFA 14, it won't really be a problem. It's, for me anyway. His card is insane anyway. His shooting's gone up to 91, his passing's gone up to 81. He's got 86 physical and 86 dribbling, which has been downgraded. But that card looks unreal. I have a feeling he is going to be one of my favourite strikers of this year with those stats. Next up, guys, we have got Arjen Robben, another Bayern player that has had a massive upgrade, and he had a crazy good World Cup along with a decent season for Bayern. He's gone from an 88 to a 90 rated for Arjen Robben. His pace has been improved from 92 to 93. His dribbling stays at 92. His shooting has gone from 85 to an 86, and his passing has moved up 3 points from an 80 to an 83. He's still got the same skill moves, work rate, and weak foot as well. He just looks insane. He's not far off of Ronaldo's card, apart from a bit of shooting and maybe a bit of physical. He's got a very similar card to Ronaldo from the other side. So hybrids with Robben on one side and Ronaldo on the other could be something that we look forward to this season. Anyway, he's got a great card. And next up, guys, we've got second place, of course, Cristiano Ronaldo. Now, whilst he had, excuse me, whilst he has not had an upgrade in terms of the card value from a 92, he has had an upgrade. His pace is the same, but his shooting's gone from 90 to 93. His passing's gone from 79 to 81. He's still got 91 dribbling, and his physical is at 79. So he's still got a crazy good card. I think his physical should probably be a bit higher though, maybe an 84 or an 85 in my opinion. But that card is just absolutely outrageous. It's so good. It looks so strong, and it'll be one that I'll be happy to be playing with this year if I manage to get my hands on it. And then last but not least, guys, Lionel Messi there, and he's another one. Although he's had a downgrade in terms of the card stat, he's actually had an upgrade. His pace has gone from 92 to 93. He's still got the same dribbling, he's still got the same shooting, and his passing has gone from 84 to 86, even though he scored way less goals and got less assists in almost the same amount of games as the season before. Even though he had an injury, he still played almost the same amount of games and just couldn't perform to that same standard as the season before. I personally think a 93 is right for Messi. I think a 93 would be right for Ronaldo. However, I understand that EA could potentially be just keeping Ronaldo at 92 and downgrading Messi to a 93 to allow more room for informs, team of the seasons, etc, etc. So there could be a bit of politics behind it outside of them having Messi as as the poster boy of FIFA. But anyway, guys, this is the top 10 compared. If, like I say, if you want to see more, if you want to see the top, the next 10 and then the next 10, just drop likes on the videos. Let me know in the comment section. But for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.